Hello everyone, this is Julia. Thank you so much for joining me on my craft room adventures. Today I'm back on the Butterfly Reflections Ink blog. I will link to it down below with a card featuring my favorite things. Those images are actually illustrated by Stacy Aqua. I'm probably pronouncing her last name wrong, but her illustrations are just so adorable. There's so much detail to them, and I just absolutely love them. So I had to put them on a birthday card, or well, any kind of celebration card really. The stamp set is called Hooray Kind of Day, which is just the cutest. And I'm just using Copic markers to color them. I'm using E15 for this one as my darkest shade, blending that out with E13. And I wanted to keep all my critters fairly light. And now I'm blending that out with E11. And to make sure it's really light, I use E000 just to blend that out so that the fox doesn't get too dark. Going over it with the E11 again, and then the E000. Then I'm using some warm grays for the white areas, just a little bit of W0 and W00, and a bit of R20 on the cheeks. For my bunny, I'm also using warm grays. I'm starting out with W3 as my darkest shade, again keeping him very light. Then with W1, just pulling the color in a little bit further. W0 to blend that out, and in the center I will be using the W00. And again going in with the R20 after that for the cheeks, just laying down a second coat of all the shades just to add a little bit more dimension. There we go in with the cheeks. And I will also be adding a little bit to the inside of the ears, but yeah, there we go. Did the same for the fox. For my little hedgehog, I'm using E70 markers for the outside edge of his body. I'm starting with E77, then going in with E71 because I'm still missing the E74, but those colors actually blend quite nicely, so it works well. And there you can see that my E70 marker completely like splattered over my paper, but luckily it actually missed all the like images for the most part, so I was really happy about that because that could have been bad. Going in with a second layer of all of my shades. Then for the face and his tummy, I'm using E51 and E50. Just using the same shades on the arms and legs, and also going in with a little bit of the R20 for the cheeks and the ears. The bear was also colored with E50 markers. I'm sorry that the cap is out of the frame, but this is E53, I believe. Then going in with E51. Again with E53. E51, and then I will be blending that out with E50. Again with the R20 for the cheeks and inside the ears. And now I'm just adding a little bit more of the E53 just for some shading around the edges. I'm going back in with the E70 markers for the like wooden pole for my banner. Just the same shades that I used on the hedgehog. And I'm just using the W00 just to add some shading to the banner, and also a little bit of W0. I wanted to add like a peachy shade to the flower pot and also to the balloon, so I'm using R02. I'm sorry, R20, R00, and R000. For my greens, I'm using G24. G20, because the areas are just really, really tiny. And I'm using YR23 and Y11 for the flower, or flowers. I'm also using the same green shades for the little slug. I die cut the slimline dies, with a scalloped edge by Mama Elephant, and I'm just ink blending the hill. And I also die cut the scallop piece out of white cardstock and the like stitched piece out of Bristol, and I will be ink blending that as well. I used Chevy Shutter's Twisted Citron because neither color was, like, the mixture is what I wanted, and also using a little bit of the Mowed Lawn. And now I'm just adding splatters of the Mowed Lawn and also of pine needles. For my background, I'm using Tumbled Glass and Salty Ocean. This kind of combination is just, for me, the perfect, like, clear blue sky kind of color. Just going back and forth until I'm happy with the result. Now I'm just adding some Salty Ocean splatters. Then I'm using the sentiment from the stamp set, the Hip Hip Hooray, and I just stamped that with VersaFine Onyx Black ink directly onto the banner. Then I'm adding my stitched piece to this scallop background, and I added that piece to a card base. Also adding my hill just with liquid glue and placing that down. I added foam squares to the back of all of my images. The banner is actually kind of overhanging at the top, but I really don't mind that because those images are just the cutest. Then I'm just playing around with the placement a little bit. I laid down the outermost images first so that I could better gauge the distance between the others. And I just pressed it down once I was happy with the placement. Then I'm using the Nuvo Aqua Shimmer Pen and Glitter Gloss just to add lots of shine. And I'm also adding the Nuvo Crystal Glaze just to add some shine to the balloon. And that finishes off my card for today. I'm super happy with how it turned out. Those images are truly just the cutest. I mean, they just look so happy. I really hope you enjoyed this one. I will have links to the Butterfly Reflections ink blog post down below. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Until next time, bye!